It's so good to just show people that you could come from a place of beef and violence and all of the above and just actually become cool. You gotta get the white boy. I said, yo, it's only one white boy. I'm like, yo, come on. Nobody talking like that 2024. Hi, I'm Fat Joe and you watching Billboard News.
We got a legend here. I'm talking about BX Native. Just chilling with VP Harris not too long ago. He hosted the BET Hip Hop Awards for third consecutive year. Heavy hitter, legend, Mr. Fat Joe.
You know, thank you. I resigned as host of the BET Hip Hop Awards because, it's real shit. 2 Chainz said I've been monopolizing, so he said, yo, let me host. I know I could be a good host. I said, you know what, my brother? You could be the host next year.
You passed the torch officially?
Yeah, the 2 Chainz. I mean, BET don't know that. You know, but, you know, sidebar with 2 Chainz. He was like, yo, I really want to do that. I was like, no question.
I love that. I feel like Chainz would be a good host, man. I mean, you held it down for 3 years, but it makes sense. You passed the torch because now you can focus on the music. And that's why we hear new album, first one in nearly 15 years.
That sounds weird to me, right? They keep saying that, but I mean, like, what I had, Plata Plomo, that's with Remy, and then
the Dre album.
The Dre album, but I feel like I've been consistently working, but I guess my first solo in 15 years, that's crazy.
It's the dark side, man.
It's incredible, though. This album is crazy. Since the dark side, this album's incredible.
Roll now, Big Joe now, I'm worldwide, yeah, everywhere I go now.
I'm curious, man, like knowing that it's nearly 15 years since you're back, what stories are you telling on this album that fans haven't heard from Joe?
Man, I think it ain't about what they haven't heard. It's a little bit more of what they heard for 2024. And so, like, I don't want to go get YouTube, Bono, or Rolling Stones, and when I get the album, it sounds like one of these young kids rapping.
Yeah.
I want to get YouTube, Bono, Rolling Stone.
Right.
So when you get a Joe Crack LP, it's gangster hip hop, it's hit records, it's lyrics. And so, you know, my daughter's 18 and she heard the album. She was like, yo, Dad, what you doing? You talking crazy. I'm like, I don't want to buy an Ice Cube album and he's talking nice. I want to hear him say, fuck the police. So it's like, and that's what I love about this album is that I kept it really consistent with all my music in the past. Just 2024, you know what I'm saying? Different flow patterns.
I noticed that, yeah. The
Touch
delivery different, yeah. You playing, yeah, man.
Tapping this.
I love that.
I just want to show my growth.
Yeah. Man, I'm curious, because even when you take it back to your debut album, I was studying just some of the album titles and names, and it just has like a dark feel to it, whether it's Jealous One's Envy, Jealous One's Still Envy, to now, like...
It's real.
Yeah, the world's done changed on me. Like,
the world changed on me. I'm like the last ungentrified MC. I own the bodega on the block, and they trying to run me out of here. They trying to make this Dumbo. And so just like you said, like, you know, when you put on my album, I'm talking that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not gonna let the world change me. And so I'm bringing a little normalcy to the hip hop game. This is what we normally do. Now you say this, you get people upset. The skit starts off with the Tony Soprano. Now you say some of this.
Yeah.
You're talking about social media that. You're talking about therapy that. Like, it's letting you know, like, we ain't changing for nobody. We just gonna stick to the script.
Yeah.
You know, I just went in there for the art, for the love. And I went up in there and had a beautiful time. And there's some real shit on there too. You know, when you got They Don't Love Me, you know, which is the outro, some of the realest lyrics I ever wrote in my life, just about real life. I'm talking about my son, he's autistic. I'm talking about don't ask me no questions about Rem and Papoose. Like, I'm tapping some subjects.
Yeah.
Niggas talking funny, living bummy with no roof. I just pray to God that he show my people proof.
I'm curious, man. Like, you mentioned your son, and I just love the bond that you have with Joey, man. Talk about how he's been able to make you not only a better father, but just a person overall.
Joey's stuck in a euphoria of happiness. So me and you know, I've lost a bunch of friends recently. And so me and you, we go through depression or ups and downs or whatever the case may be. Thank God that Joey's like always happy.
Right.
He's never got a sad day. If we call him right now, he's smiling.
Yeah.
You see him right now, he's smiling. He's learning. You know, my son is nonverbal and he doesn't walk either. But he's learning so much stuff at this age that he never did before.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned that you had been dealing with some losses, and that took me back to like 2000. I remember in your book you were saying you had some losses, whether it was with Pun, your sister, your grandfather, and obviously these string of losses now.
It's the only thing that could stop me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is death. And so I've been able to navigate, you know, recently this week. I lost my brother, who's my hero, my mentor, my inspiration. Literally days before that, we did a funeral for one of my best friends from kindergarten, Percy. And then before that is Clark Kent and Chubby Baby from Atlanta, and then there's Fat Man Scoop, and so, you know, hip hop, you know, the industry, the community has been my family for the last 30 years. So when somebody mourns somebody in the industry that I respect a lot, I mourn it too, like it's a family member. So all that is overwhelming, you know what I'm saying? And you know, having to tell my moms that a son passed is hard, or his son that his dad passed, oh no. That ain't Fat Joe the rapper, that's Joseph Antonio Cartagena.
Right.
It ain't Fat Joe the rapper.
Yeah.
It's some real shit.
Yeah. You know, I know making this album was therapeutic, but also fun. Like, you see somebody like a Killer Mike last year who
He the guy. I told him, he's the guy who inspired me.
Yeah.
I retired. Like I was gone. I had an infamous phone call with Eminem where he was trying to talk me into not retiring. Joe, we need you. You one of us. This. I was like, I retired.
You said you were done and you were back outside.
Super done, but I got back out because Killer Mike.
Yeah.
The man won that Grammy. The one thing I never got in this business, a Grammy. I won an Emmy. I won so many things, but it was that Grammy. And when I seen it, I called Dre and I said, you know, I never looked from a jealous lens. I've always looked from an inspirational lens. So I called Dre and I was like, yo, it's possible. Let's get back in the kitchen. Let's cook.
Yeah.
And so he inspired me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To come out of retirement.
I love that. And I feel like this year you've seen it with like LL, Eminem, obviously, you know, Nas last year.
No, Nas and Primo got a project coming.
Yeah.
Pete Rock and Common.
Nominated for Grammys.
I love that album.
Yeah, the Auditorium.
And you know, Joe Crack, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre.
Only y'all
same
outside.
Day, we outside. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, because it was a time where people felt like you hit a certain age and, you know, you should retire and not be in the game. But I love that the OGs are dropping music. I tell you one thing, I'm dropping a smoker. The World Unchanged on Me is too legendary. So I got a joint with Babyface ahead, a joint with Ty Dolla that's crazy. Me and Remy, Tony Sunshine, Tug of War. I got this wild white boy from UK. He's from the projects. And I discovered him on Instagram. I'm watching him on Instagram and he's killing every beat. And you know he's wild. Cause he's in the projects talking about outside with it. I'm like, oh my God.
Joe, I didn't even know he was white.
Tug of War.
When I was listening to it, I did not even know he was white.
Dead nice.
Crazy. How did you get Chris, Mr. Rock, on this album?
Fellow Nick fan.
There we go.
We sitting at the game and I'm like, yo, Chris, I need you on this album. Now, what he said on my album, I heard him say it at Nas's 50th birthday party. So he went up there and said, hip hop is the first art form.
I remember that.
And it changed my life.
Yeah.
But hip hop is the first art form created by free black men. And nobody exerts that freedom like Fat motherfucking Joe.
So when I heard it, it just stimulated my brain in a different way. And so when I'm sitting with him in the Knick game, I said, yo, man, I want you to say what you said at Nas thing on my album. He was like, yeah, no problem. He came, took a Uber, did it. Everything's good, Joe. Yeah, left, signed off on it. You know, just a true gentleman.
Yeah.
And his favorite song is The Doghouse. You got to put him in the doghouse.
That's a record right there,
Well,
man.
that's the world changed on me. You love it, he love it, everybody love it. Why? Because nobody even talks like that no more in hip hop.
And getting played ain't the game plan. Put her in the doghouse.
Doghouse. Nobody talks like that no more. It's time to put her in the doghouse. Doghouse. I gotta put her in the doghouse. Nobody talking like that 2024.
That's a fact. I love, like we were talking about the balancing act. Obviously, you've been killing it with Fat Joe Talks.
That's right.
How has it been being in your journalistic bag, knowing that, you know, I know Oprah's a inspo for you, trying to get in that Oprah bag?
The hardest thing, I like to do everything positive.
Right.
No negativity on my show. And the hardest thing I've learned of journalism is shutting up and letting the guests talk.
Yeah.
That's hard because as you're talking, it's like my mind's a Pandora's box and it's just opening. I just want to be like, ooh, wait a minute. What about that?
Right.
Yeah. And so, you know, that's been the hardest thing. But I'm really, really proud of Fat Joe Talks, available on Stars. Everything's Positivity, Strictly Icons. You know, I don't know how long we're gonna be able to keep it just icons.
Right.
Mary J, this one, that one, this LL, Babyface, these are icons. T.I. And so, yeah, I've been really blessed with the opportunity, and it came out just like I wanted.
Before I jump into Khaled, I know one of your dream guests that you would love to have is Obama. What's that one burning question that you would love to ask Barack?
I really don't know, man. It would be so much stuff to talk about with this guy.
Yeah.
You know, what it felt like. I know what it felt like for me when he did his acceptance speech, the first time he won. And he did that speech out there in Chicago, and there was like millions and millions and millions of people out there. And I felt so proud. I could not believe it. That was the time when Jesse Jackson was crying in the audience. It was ill to see that. And you know, just to know this country's history with racism. You know, it's 100 million Native Americans murdered here. Millions of Africans were brought over here for slavery. Civil rights, segregation, apartheid, whatever you want to call it, to become the president of the United States. You know, he's ancestors' biggest dream.
Yeah.
To this day. You know what I mean? So when you ask me about why is he my dream guest, it's like, this guy's like George Washington and Abraham Lincoln together, bro. Worse. You gotta get like 20 of them guys, add them up, Thomas Jefferson.
Facts.
Like, all right, Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Brother Khaled, he told me the story of Lean Back, how you recorded it in his garage.
Lean back, come on. I said, man, don't dance.
It's called Jerusalem.
Jerusalem.
We're gonna keep talking about God and inspiration. His studio was called Jerusalem when we came up with Lean Back. That was amazing. It was an amazing session. You know, I was privileged to, you know, Jay-Z and them, they got real lucky. You know, they had Kanye West before we knew who Kanye West was.
Yeah.
And that boy was playing them beats. He was Kanye West, who will eventually make Jesus Walks. Like, and they had him there. I had Khaled, I had Street Runner, I had Cool and Dre serving up fire before they blew up. You know what I'm saying? Cool and Dre, New York, Hate It or Love It, all these hits. Same thing with Street Runner and Khaled. I had Khaled, and so whatever energy Khaled is giving to himself, he was giving it to me.
Right.
You know, when we did the Lean Back remix, I never forget, he was like, yo, so what's up? He was like, you gotta get the white boy. I said, yo, it's only one white boy. I'm like, yo, come on. He's like, nah, he respects you. I would have never even had the audacity to ask Eminem to get on a record.
Right.
He was Eminem, you know, And he pushed me to ask him, and he said, yo, Joe, Eminem told me, yo, Joe, you got one favor. Use it wisely. This is what you want? I said, yeah, this is what I want. And he jumped on the remix.
Yeah.
Shake that ass a little more my weight. But baby, I don't dance. Not that I can't, there's a pistol in my pants. Come on.
I love the eye you have, man, because even the video, I think of how you got Kevin Hart so early on, like when he was doing like the Scary Movie. Even the All I Need I brought up. You getting Idris so
Well,
early
I
on in his career.
People think my greatest attribute is picking beats, because everybody can't pick beats.
Right.
I'm really good at that.
Right.
But I'm way better at picking talent.
Yeah.
I can spot talent before it comes out. So like a Khaled, a Cool and Dre, a Scott Storch, Remy Ma, Big Pun. You know, these guys are giants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I can spot talent early and know that this person is a superstar.
I gotta ask, I thought this was interesting, man. You're the only cat that I know that could be cool with 50 and cool with Ja at the same time. How the hell
I love Ja Rule.
are you pulling that off right now? Knowing the history they got, and you're still able to.
One year, I'm performing in Salt Lake City or something, and it's my birthday. I'm in the concert, and I perform, and I get off stage, and I'm watching Ludacris perform, and I look to the right, and there's Ja standing there, and I said, holy shit,
Yeah.
I'm stuck with this guy. Fucking the rest of my life, I'm with this guy. 4 Tops, Temptations. I'm stuck with Ja Rule, Fat Joe Ja Rule. I love him. His family, I love him. Same type of situation with 50 Cent, you know. We become brothers. We become really, really tight. Him and his whole crew. So we got love for Yayo, Uncle Murder, everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it's so good to just show people that you could come from a place of beef and violence and all of the above and just actually become cool.
Right.
That's what hip hop's about, man. I think hip hop is about, you know, rapping, lyrics, and then getting to the bag, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, showing the youth that you could be enemies at one point, but you could come back together and be close friends.
If you, Fat Joe, could pick between winning a Grammy or seeing your beloved Knicks win a
I
championship.
give Knicks
Really?
all day.
Wow.
Forget the Grammy. Forget the Grammy. My Knicks, we have suffered
50 years.
a long time, brother. And I want to see it in my lifetime. It means that much to me. My Knicks are everything to me. I don't care if I'm in China. I don't care if I'm in Russia. I got that NBA package, that computer playing that Knick game when we good or we bad. So, you know, I'd rather do that than the Grammy any day.
Wow.
Real talk.
Listen, we got to start in 5. So fingers crossed.
Mitch come back.
Mitch come back. We got Precious
Deuce.
back. Yeah.
Precious.
Yeah.
I always loved this game. He's undersized, but he's tough.
Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure Mr. Fat Joe's back after 15 years.
I didn't even know it was 15, but check it out. The world changed on me.
Billboard News, we out. Mr. Fat Joe, are you ready for Beat the Buzzer?
Yes.
So in this game, you'll have 60 seconds to answer the question in rapid fire style. Your goal is to answer the most questions in 60 seconds. Let's start the timer. Rapping or hosting?
Rapping.
Lean back or what's love?
Lean back.
Yankee Fit or Tim's?
Tim's.
An iced out chain or iced out watch?
Iced out chain.
90s or 2000s?
90s.
Going out or staying in?
Staying in these days.
Jealous ones still envy or jealous ones envy?
Jealous ones envy.
Sweet or spicy?
None.
Text or FaceTime?
FaceTime.
Pre-game or after party?
After party.
Jordan 1 or Air Force Ones?
Jordan 1.
Past or present?
Pass.
Yankees or Knicks?
Knicks.
Empire or night school?
Empire.
Dressed up or dressed down?
Dressed up.
In the booth or on stage?
On stage.
Solo tour or festival performance?
Solo tour, festival.
Festival, they get crunk.
Drums or flats?
Flats.
Okay.
I got the flats. That was a lot of answers,
Yeah,
though, right?
that was good.
We've got like 4 more if you want to just do them for fun.
I do it for fun.
Let's do it for, okay. Beard or mustache?
Beard.
She wants to know your go-to bodega order.
Oof. My go-to bodega order is always a sandwich. You know, I worked in the bodega, my uncle's
Really?
bodega. I was the #1 sandwich maker in the whole bodega. And so one day, nobody wants a sandwich from my uncle, and he tells me, "Go ahead, make the sandwich, Fat Joey." And I start making. I used to make the sandwiches like they was for me. He was like, "You losing money? You know how much stuff? This is why this." Oh my God! It's the only time my uncle ever screamed on me. Rest in peace, my Uncle Fayo. I made the best sandwiches. There's nothing like a bodega sandwich.